Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the third episode of Linux for Hacker. In this video, we will explore Linux file system from hacker's point of view. We'll see what are the files and directories mostly used by the hackers and attackers in their routine work. So let's start. First most important command is ls. Here you can see some files in green color, blue color, and white color. So first of all, we should know what is ls. So I will use the command what is ls. So what it is saying, it lists the directory contents. So whatever files are in my current working directory, whatever files and directories are in my current working directory, it is displayed here in ls by using ls command. For example, if I will use ls space minus l, then we can get more clear picture of what are the directories, what are the files, and what are the text files, what are the executable files. You can see the output here. This command ls my space minus l, it is used for long listing of display directory contents. So in my current directory, execute but cannot write. Other users also can read and execute but cannot write. If we'll see this is the directory, default directory. So desktop, all the names which are represented here in blue color, they are directory. So here desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, videos, these are directories because they started with D, later D. Again, if we'll see for desktop, owner has read, write, and execute permission. Groups has read and execute permissions. He had any group does not have write permission. And others can read and execute. They cannot write. So if you'll see what is sorry, what is ls min sorry, what is ls minus l? So what it shows again, it is a directory content. If I will use ls minus minus help, you can see here if we'll go up and here minus L means it uses a long listing format. So basically this is important. It is used to know what are the files, what are the executable files, what are the directories, what are the permission access rights given to that files, directories, ls minus a. You can see. displays all the file names including hidden file. If you'll see some file name is started with dot. Dot means they are hidden files. So this dot represent the current directory in which we are, and this represents parent directory. If I want to see more clear picture, then we can use ls minus al. So you can see here group 4096 like this. These are the file size or directory size. Next is the modification date. So this is the modification date. You can see this column represents modification dates. So, and this is the name. If I use ls minus l minus a h l, then you can see this displays in human readable format long listing of files and directory in human readable format. In previous ls hyphen minus ls, if you'll see, it shows 4096 and here it's showing 4.0k. So this is used, minus h is used for human read to display the list directories in human readable format. Next, we will use who am I. So you can see it shows Kali. Output is Kali. So who am I command in Linux is used to display the username of current user. It is very useful command for quickly identifying which user accounts we are operating under. It is used to identify under which user account we are working. If I will use what is who am I, so what it is saying, print effective username means we are working here under the user account Kali. Another important command is pwd. So you can see output is slash home slash Kali. If I am typing what is pwd, it is saying print name of current or working directory. So my current working directory is slash home slash Kali. If you'll see the Linux file system, this is the root of the file system and home is here. From root to slash home and under home there is a Kali. So we are in Kali. If I want to go to home directory, then I will use cd dot dot. Now I am in home directory. If I will ask now pwd, so it is saying now slash home. My present working directory is slash home. If I am using cd again dot dot and then again I am using pwd, it is saying root directory. Now I am in root directory. So what is the use of cd space dot dot? cd space dot dot command in Linux is used to navigate to parent directory of the current directory. Like here, if I type pwd show slash home slash kali, it means parent directory of directory kali is slash home. So by typing cd space dot dot, I navigate to parent directory of kali. Now again I use cd dot dot to go to parent directory of home directory. So now you can see I am in root directory. So in Linux file system, root directory is the topmost directory in the hierarchy of Linux operating system. It serves as the starting point for entire file system, much like the trunk of a tree from which all branches originate. Let's see what is inside the root directory. If you'll use ls, so you can see we have bin, dev, home, init, rd.img.old, lib64, loss plus found, mnt, pros, run, srv, sys, usr, vm linux, boot, etc, init, rd.img, libx32, media, opt, root, bin, surf file, tmp, where, vm linux.org. You will see here all these subdirectories are inside root directory that you can see here. So let's see what are the most important subdirectories from hacker's point of view. So in the context of security and hacking, certain directories in the Linux file systems are very important due to the sensitive information they contain. Some of them are slash etc. This directory is very sensitive, very important for attackers. It contains configuration files as well as some important files like slash etc slash passwd. Let's see what is inside the ls hyphen forward slash etc. If I will use ls minus l hyphen etc, you can see there are so many files and directories inside etc, but some of them are very sensitive, like passwd files. This is very important file, passwd. Why it is important? Because this file contains user account information. Another file is slash etc slash shadow. So let's see shadow. Okay, let's see what is inside the ls minus l slash etc slash pass wd. So you can see here, this is a file passwd is a file which owner is root and group is root, and it is a file, regular file, in which owner has read write permission, group has read permission, and others has read permission. So let's see what is inside this file. For that, I will use cat command. Cat /etc/pass wd, which contains essential information about all user accounts on the system. Each line in this file represents a single user account and includes 7 fields separated by colons. Here is what each field represents. If you'll see, first field is username. This is username. First field is username. Second field, if you'll see, it is X. X. So, and X indicate that the password is stored, and X indicates that the password is stored in /etc/shadow file. Next is user ID. This is user ID, which is unique number assigned to each user. Next is group ID. It is a primary group ID for the user. Next is user ID information. User ID information is a comment field that can include user's full name, office number, phone number, etc. Next is home directory. You can see this is the home directory. Then login shell. This is login shell. You can see all fields are separated by colon. So first is username, second field is password, third field is user ID, fourth field is group ID, next field is user ID info, next is home directory, and last one is login shell. If I will go for root user, yeah, let's see what permission is given to Kali. If we'll see here, Kali, its password is stored in shadow file in etc directory. This is the user ID is 1000 group ID is 1000. Then this is the user ID info, comment that field that can include user's full name, office name, number or phone number. So here if you'll see no information about this user ID info is given, but here if you'll see in another like Debian Tor, you can see it is here also not given. If we'll see here, this is network manager, open VPN. Next represent the file directory where it is home directory, sorry. This is home directory. Next field is home directory. Like home directory of Kali user is /home/Kali. Home directory of Debian Tor user is /where/lib/tor. Home directory of nobody is /non-existent. Home directory of system D network is system D network management. No, it is root. Here you can see this is the root. So if you see here, this is the password, this is user ID, this is group ID, this is the user ID info, username info, like system D network management, it is used for system management. Next is its current working directory, the absolute path to the user's home directory. home directory, absolute path to the users and absolute path login shell. So this is the absolute path for absolute path to the user's home directory, and this is the absolute path to user's login shell. Next, if I will type here shadow, so you can see it shows permission denied. So for that, I can use sudo cat etc shadow. If I am running cat space /etc/shadow, then it will display contents of /etc/shadow file, which contains secure user account information, including password hashes and other hash and other password related data. Each line in this file represents a single user account and includes several fields separated by colon. Again, first field is username, that represents user's login name. Next field is encrypted password. You can see here user is Kali and encrypted password is till here. This is encrypted password. It is in encrypted form usually. It is a hashed password. Next field is hashed password. If the field, so if the field contains an asterisk like this or exclamation mark like this, so it means the account is logged. Next field is last password change. The date of last password change expressed as the number of day since 1st Jan 1970. So next, like here, see 19590. So this is the date of last password change expressed as the number of day since 1st Jan 1970s, which is called Unix epoch. Next field is minimum password age. Next is, if you see here, next is minimum password age. Minimum number of days required between password changes. So this is 0. Minimum password age is 0. Next is maximum password age. So this field shows maximum password age. Maximum number of days the password is valid before it must be changed. For Kali, it is 9999. Password warning period, the number of days before password expires that the user is warned. So 7 days before, here it is 7. It means number of days before password expires. User is warned to change their password. Next is password inactivity period. The number of days after password expires before account is disabled. Number of days after password expires before account is disabled. So this information is not given. Next field is account expiration date. It is also not given. Account expiration date. And next is reserved field. This field is currently unused and reserved for future. So you can see mostly username, password, and username is given, hashed password is given, date of last password change is given. For Kali, no minimum password is 0 indicates there is no minimum. Password 999 represents password is valid for a very long time. Then it is 7. The user is warned 7 days before the password expires. Then dot dot dot. It represents the remaining field are empty, indicating no inactivity period, no account expiration date, and no result field. Next important directory is, so we have seen etc, in which our password file, shadow file is very sensitive file. Host and resolve configuration used for DNS setting. Another important directory is host and resolve.conf. It is used for DNS setting. So let's see what is inside. Okay, hosts. So you can see here, this is the file. Host file is important. Another file is, which is very important, resolve.conf. Resolve.conf. It is used for DNS setting. So let's see what is inside. Okay. So if I will use cat to see what information is here in the hosts and conf. So let's see cat slash etc slash host. So you can see it contains IP address and local host name. Next important directory is slash where slash log slash where slash, sorry, let's see cat slash where slash log. It contains all log file. This directory contains log file. So if I will use ls slash where slash etc slash where slash log. So we can see here slash where slash log contains some log files, alternative.log, alternative.log.1, Apache 2, apt, boot.log. So the log files could be very useful for attackers to get additional information. Next important directory is slash home. So it contains users information slash home slash where slash log. This directory holds log files. Logs can provide insight into systems activities and potential vulnerabilities. Next is slash home. It contains personal directories for each user. User specific data and configuration are stored here. So there is only one directory inside slash home. If I will use ls, let's see ls minus la slash home. So let's see, is there any hidden directory inside home? Yes, you can see this is the parent directory. This is the parent of Kali. This is the parent of parents of Kali directory, and this is the directory of Kali. So slash home contains personal directories for each user. Here there is only one user currently whose name is Kali. So home directory contains personal directories for Kali. Slash root, the home directory for root user. It contains sensitive information and configurations. Let's see ls minus la slash root. Cannot open directory. Permission denied. If I will use sudo ls slash home, sorry, slash root, So there is nothing inside this directory. It shows nothing because it is already we are in root directory. The home directory for the root user, it contains sensitive information. So if I will use, for example, ls minus l a slash root sudo ls minus la root. So you can see these are the hidden files stored in root directory, which we cannot see if I'm using ls space minus l command, then I'm not able to see. A normal ls command does not display any content, but if I'm using ls space minus la hyphen forward slash root, then it display all the hidden files. You can see hidden file are dot z shrc dot vbox dot ssh dot profile dot local dot face dot icon dot face dot config dot cache dot bash rc dot original dot bash rc dot and dot dot. So this is the parent directory of Kali, and this is the parents of Kali, any root directory. So basically, a root directory is the home directory for the root user. It contains sensitive information and configuration files. Next important directory is which is important for which may give important information to hacker is slash tmp. So ls minus la slash tmp. If you see here, most of the files here, if you see this parent directory has read, write, execute, group has read, write, execute, others have read, write, execute. So all users are given read, write, and execute access. Here, owner has read, write, execute, group has read and execute, and others has read and execute only. We'll say this S, what is the meaning of SRW? What information displayed in ls minus ln slash tmp. It displays the detailed information about all files and directories within the forward slash tmp directory. Within tmp directory, including hidden files. Here is breakdown of the output. You can see on the screen. First field is file permission. First 9 field represent the file permission, directory and file permission. Indicates types of permission for the file directory. For example, D means it's a directory. Shows read, write, execute permission for owner group others with a sticky bit. T represents sticky bit. Owner is root, group is root, file size is given, modification date is given, file name is given. So the forward slash tmp directory. TMP directory is used for storing temporary files created by applications and system. It is typically cleared upon reboot, but it is important to manage it properly to avoid clutter. Why TMP directory is important for hacker? TMP directory is important for hackers because it is used to store temporary files created by applications and the system. Here are few reasons why it is important for hackers. Hacker can exploit TMP directory to store malicious scripts or file temporarily. Since this directory is writable by all users, it can be a target for injection. It can be a target for injecting malicious code. Execution of malicious script if TMP directory is not properly structured, hackers can execute scripts stored there, potentially compromising the system. Third reason is predictable file names. Application often create temporary files with predictable names in TMP directory. Hackers can exploit this predictability to perform attacks such as race conditions or denial of service attack. Persistence. While TMP directory is typically cleared on reboot, some files might persist if the system is not rebooted frequently. This can be leveraged by hacker to maintain a foothold on the system. To mitigate these risks, it is important to secure TMP directory by setting appropriate permission and using techniques like mounting it with ex no execute, making it non-executable, or mounting it with no exec option to prevent the execution of scripts. First character indicates the file type. In this case, S stands for socket. You can see here .sock extension. So this is the socket file. Linux domain socket is used for inter-process communication on same host. It allows processes to communicate with each other by sending and receiving data through the socket. Next important directory is USR. So let's see. USR directory is important for hackers. Let's type first ls, again ls hyphen minus l a hyphen USR. So you can see the USR directory is important for hacker because it contains a wealth of information and resources that can be exploited. Here are few reasons why this directory is significant. /USR/SBIN. Subdirectories contain many of the system's executable file and binaries. Hackers can target these files to replace or modify them with malicious version. Another important file is libraries. If you see here lib file, so the USR directory contains library file. Lib directory holds essential libraries used by various programs. By tampering with these libraries, hacker can inject malicious code that gets executed by a legitimate application. Because see here, lib also has read, write, and execute permission for owner. Next is shared data. Another important directory is share inside the USR directory. So this directory contains shared data like documentation, man, pages, and other resources. While not as critical as executable or libraries, this data can still be useful for understanding system and planning attacks. Locally compiled applications. Another important directory is local. This directory is where locally compiled applications are typically installed. Hackers can exploit this to introduce malicious software that appears legitimate. Next important is header file. It contains header files used during the compilation of program. Include file. Header is include. Can you see include? Yeah, this one. This is very important again because this directory contains header files used during the compilation of program. By modifying these files, hackers can affect behavior of software compiled on the system. So today we have seen a root directory. What are the important what are the important subdirectories of the root directory? Like bin, we have seen bin, we have seen etc. Today we have seen etc files, we have seen tmp, we have seen root file, we have seen home directory, we have seen etc. So we have studied important directory like etc, home, root, usr, tmp. So basically today we see this home directory, we see etc directory, we have seen mnt directory, we have seen usr directory, root directory, which are important for hackers point of view, which are important from hackers point of view. So basically from hackers point of view, etc log, where etc, where directory, inside where log file, inside where log file, we have seen etc. In this video, we have seen importance of etc subdirectories under the root directory, importance of log file inside where directories, home, home directory, home subdirectories, root subdirectories. We have seen root, this what information is stored in under the root subdirectories, tmp, which is used to store temporary date, temporary files, and usr. So basically today we have seen cat, we have seen list, we have seen pwd. In next lecture we will explore some more commands. So if you want to see next episode of this series, then please like and subscribe my channel to get alert about new videos related to this series. Thank you for watching.